Energy and going.
Oh, hey, what's going on, man? Man, women, child, whoever's watching. I am in the midst of cleaning, okay? And we've got so many things going on at the camp. I know you guys were wondering what's happening, and I had mentioned a while back that the Sulcatas were going to be getting a new enclosure. They've been in here since, gosh, it would have been 2004. So I'm gonna change things up. Our animal mission is simple. Education in action, conservation in action. This is Kamp Kenan. Now, here's what we got to do. We got 8 Sulcatas strewn across this large enclosure, and we're going to move them to a new area. And the funny thing about that is it's going to be labor intensive because Sulcatas are heavy, and this is the smaller one. Oh my gosh. So we're going to try and get 2 tortoises per tub, per cart over here. So let's get the next one. Is going to be a smaller size. I think I can lift it. So the thing with moving tortoises, whether you're moving them from an enclosure like mine to another, or if you're moving them across country, what happens is it's possible, not always the case, but it's possible that they won't lay the next season. So that's something that, you know, you have to take into consideration. Most of the time, tortoises are creatures of habit. Right now, I'm really not concerned about producing a bunch of Sulcata babies. In fact, I've been kind of cutting down on the amount of Sulcatas I've had here. I don't really want to reproduce too many more of these, and that's kind of what I've been doing. It's not for any reason. I just, you know, I'm getting older, and I just don't need that many Sulcatas. So the cool thing is over the last few years, the B group, I had 2 groups of Sulcatas. I found homes for the other ones with good friends of mine that wanted the colonies. So we did that. But these guys, I love them. I really do love this group of turtles. Almost called them lizards. Group of tortoises. And so I want to keep them. But since you guys know we're going to have some big plans for this area, I want to move them out, at least for that construction. So they're going to go into the front. Whether or not I keep them there for the rest of their lives, I'm not sure. But they're going to be happy. Oh, what's going on? Oh, there's a pylon there. All right, listen, let's get these 2 going. Now I got to schlep them all the way across the yard. Let's go for a walk.
I gotta say, that's impressive.
What's this? Just
you got 2 of them going.
Yeah, well, that's what these carts are all about. My buddy Jason Abels also uses these carts. He's got all those galops. The cool thing about these carts is you can use them one-handed. They're perfectly balanced, yeah? So you can find these carts. These are Rubbermaid carts.
Actually, I think we've got those in a link in our description.
Well, there you go.
On supplies that you use.
That's awesome, man. These
so
are
if you
great.
go down there's a link straight to Amazon so you can get them.
They're great tortoise and turtle moving carts. It's also a good forearm workout. So it's a long walk rather, all the way over. And these guys are actually going where the radiators used to live. I let it grow up. There's some grass in here.
It's always changing. So at one point this was Sulcatas.
Yeah.
Then it was radiated.
Then it was radiated. Now it's Sulcatas
again.
And again, the camp is going through so many changes. And believe me, I actually toil about these changes because I hate moving my animals once they're established and happy in a certain area. But it just makes the most sense to move these guys to this area because it's got a shelter. They can all fit in it. It's gonna have grass. I can open up the other area. Look at this. Isn't that easy? Nice and easy. Nobody gets hurt. Nobody gets hurt. So yeah, I thought long and hard about it, but I'm really pleased with this decision. Again though, the only problem is, most likely, see I'm doing this kind of middle of the summer. Breeding starts up in late September once it cools down. And if they wind up breeding, so be it, that's great. If not, these guys are my pets. This group of Sulcatas I've had a long time. Okay, so 3 down, 5 to go. Let's go find them. Oh, that's my biggest girl. She's 100, wait a minute. Is that my biggest girl? No, that's number 8. My biggest girl is over there. So I'll show you guys her in a moment. Oh my goodness. Hi, sweetheart. We're gonna move you, okay? Oh my gosh, I remember when I got these tortoises, they were full grown when I did get them. And I had gotten them from a former breeder who pretty much gave up on his animals. And it was a shame because he wasn't treating his animals well. Sometimes guys, breeders, not all of them, but sometimes, you know, they just get tired of their animals and they mistreat them or forget that they're there. And that's a bummer. So, like I said, these animals are so important to me. I love my Sulcatas. And that's why we're moving them out so that when construction happens, they have a nice large area to live in. And I think it'll be kind of cool when my friends come over. They get to see these huge Sulcatas as they drive in. It's pretty awesome. All right, here's Lumpy. Lumpy is a very special tortoise. I got Lumpy in 2004. Lumpy was that big. He was a small guy and he was all pyramided out. The good thing is that all the new growth has just grown in beautifully. He's also got these amazing flares, which some people believe are the Sudanese subspecies or animals out of the Sudan. They grow larger and they get this flaring. So there are locales of Sulcatas that just get huge, sometimes close to 200 pounds. But Lumpy here came from my good friend who I grew up with, my friend Dawn, and she passed away in 2010. And this animal means a lot to me because her dad gave it to me when I first moved to Florida, and her dad was just a really, really great guy in my life. Back when I was a young lad, he owned a car repair shop, and I had a little Jeep, a little Suzuki Samurai. Oh my gosh, and that thing was always breaking down, and of course I had no money when I was a kid, and he was just the kindest guy, him and his wife, and the Crocodiles always took care of me, and I always appreciate that. So shout out to my friends the Crocodiles. Oh, look at this tortoise. It fills up the entire tub. So we just got to start walking. Oh my gosh. I got nothing to say.
That's the last of them, huh?
Nope.
That's not? One more?
So I think I miscounted. There's that's number 15.
We brought 5 over already, right?
Yeah, there's one more. There's 8. So if I brought 5, there's 2 more. That's 7.
I can't believe you're only down to 8 of these guys, you know?
Yep.
At the height, how many did you have?
Oh, I think at the height there was like 20 something, but
wow.
Yeah, that was a long time ago though. As you can imagine, one's demeanor changes when you've been lugging thousands of pounds of tortoise across your yard. Luckily I got the carts. Turns out I may have said I had 8 sulcatas. Once I started to get into it, I remembered I have 9. It happens. It's like my mom. I'm one of 7 kids. She goes through every child's name before she gets to mine. Danny, Michael, Colleen, Dorothy, Diane, Elizabeth, Kenan. So I feel the same way sometimes with my reptilian children. But anyhow, this is it. These are the last 2. And I'm really excited. It's a little weird, you know, because they lived in that back area for some time. So it's kind of funny. There's part of me that maybe feels like, oh my God, that's their home. It's the only home they've known. And I start to get a little sad because I think, oh, I don't know, they're going to be upset. But the reality is it's necessary because I'm doing construction over there. And these guys, I would hate for anything to happen. They could fall into that hole that I dug. That's something I don't want to have happen. And I think that this is going to be a nicer spot for them. They've got a lot of room. They'll be able to mow all that grass and weeds in there. And if I want to, I can actually open the gate over here and allow them into the area with the, she wants to keep going for a ride. I can allow them into the area by the pond. So there's plenty of grass there. So the reality is they still have the same amount of space. It's just I'm used to looking out the back and seeing these guys. Now I'll just have to see them in the front, which is just fine. Also, we got this really nice heated shelter that I built for them and the radiators a while back. Oh, and there you have it. All of them. Oh my goodness. All I have to do now, guys, is fill up their water area and this is done. But it's a cool thing to do. I'm really happy that I had a little help because when Tom wasn't rolling, he was actually helping me with at least one of the wheelbarrow fulls, or cart full. So there you have it. I don't know how many tons of sulcatas were moved, but it was a lot. I'm hot. I don't know about you. I need a drink. So go to patreon.com/Kamp Kenan if you want to help support the videos, if you find value to them, and like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time where I'm sure I'll be doing something else for my animals. See you later. When I have the water hooked up to it, it comes on every single day,
Right.
for like 25 minutes.